Hamsters, born to live a hedonistic lifestyle, quietly forage for seeds and burrow into the earth's crust. Humans, in their everlasting hubris, pluck these creatures and advertise them to be a shiny, living toy. Hamsters, shoved into living death traps, writhe and suffer through their blip of a lifespan, ending it in a nauseating way. Humans, seeking to spare their own from misery, simply replace with another's young. Shmerglez, cursed with sentience, blooms with passion to sever this cycle. This is how a hamster became the apex predator in Baldur's Gate. 3.
I peek into the pool that transformed me, and an unfamiliar reflection stares back. My phrenology. It's perfect. A hunter's eyes, a bone-smashed brow ridge, and a mewed jawline. This face is the new peak of ham-manity. Must have exploded from my beauty. As a forest gnome, I have the innate ability to translate animal grunts into the holy American tongue. As a sorcerer, I have high charisma. Through magic and silver tongue, we can rebuild the animal kingdom. I explore the ship, helping myself to whatever wares were left behind. Suddenly, I'm cornered by a beautiful woman.
Abomination. This is your end.
My defense mechanisms kick in and I squirt out a cloud of funk. Her nose may be tiny, but my leaking pheromones are mighty.
What is this?
Unable to resist my stink, Lae'zel joins me.
Together, we might survive.
Like trauma doctors, my new wife and I enter a bunghole to observe a rectal foreign body.
Let me out!
Clearly, this is an angry cicada lodged in the rectum. However, my attention is immediately stolen by these, brain dogs that I assert my dominance over. I kick open the console and the cicada slops out. She's in awe of my strength. If you think I'm this strong now, you should see me at level 2. Anyway, I don't want Shadowheart because she's too desperate for survival.
Are you sure about that? Shadowheart.
Oops, slip of the tongue. I didn't think she'd ask again after I just said no. Before she leaves, she grabs a poppet ball. I have decided that she had enough time to play with it, so I ask her to share.
It's nothing.
She starts acting like a spoiled brat, and I, a responsible adult, respond with child neglect. Lae'zel and I enter the helm and watch a war unfold. My gorgeous wife wants to leave ASAP, but I know when this ship crashes, all the loot will be ash.
Do it.
So I try to suck up as much loot as I can. Our haul? Some clothes and a marshmallow. And then we died. I wish we had a third person. That is what I would say if I died due to incompetence. We get to the console and I remember my horrible days of piloting plastic purgatories. At least, this should be the same. Wait, me? Saved? Crash landed on the beach. I spot Shadowheart napping and try to liberate her pockets, but her hands are firmly clasped over them. Even in the unconscious realm, Shadowheart is still a massive bitch. I clock in my 40 hours of community service, cleaning up trash and kicking dogs. I find a mind-flayer on the ground and its weakened body compels me. Inevitably, I knew a higher creature would yearn for me. Just kidding, I'm saving my first kiss for one of my wives. Speaking of wives,
please come and help me.
I must get him pregnant or die trying.
You can kill it, can't you? Like you killed the others?
This guy thinks I'm easy, but I know how to play hard to get.
We'll do this the old-fashioned way.
overpowers me in strength and height, but luckily my glands start production, and he is unable to resist my stink. If Astarion can easily outsmart me, I must wet him quickly.
I accept. Lead on.
We finally find the first real animal, and it's a lone pig.
You're all the same. Too many of my kind died because of your spears.
What?
Not me.
This act of racism is unforgivable. I'm prepared to kill, but the cowardly swine has already fled. Through my favorite combination of letter number, I can turn God's pinkish child into a delicious baconator. Unlocked door! Nothing to worry about. Astarion slaps his gentleman sausage on it, and we slip in. Unfortunately, we are met with a far greater challenge.
No lock, no handle. How does it open?
The natives start fighting me, probably threatened by my frontal lobe's power. Since they have taken my combat virginity, we take their death virginity. I also swapped Astarion and I's underwear. I think I blacked out during this part because I really have no recollection of doing this. So it's time to find out what they died protecting. As I touch the knob, I get a vision from the future. It's time for the unconventional. With some boxes and a sturdy chest, I barricade the door. Astarion is positioned right next to the door, and I set up a screen to funnel the natives into him. With minor illusion, we draw them into a fight. Mr. Melee leaps out, but his range fighters, like all range players, have brain damage. Meanwhile, Mr. Melee beats me down for cheesing, and the mage finally grows a brain, but it's just too late to save their tank. I stabilize, just in time for the mage to break through and climb over? Now we can finally get some free opportunity attacks. Alright, well, can't win them all. We go deeper into the crypt, seeking any kind of loot to remedy our broken egos. Will this button give me treasure? An army! We won! Desperate for treasure, we open the sarcophagus. The crypt pillaged, my beautiful wife and I explore the wilderness. We find a portal, and inside, a frat boy is doing the interdimensional high five challenge.
A hand? Anyone?
I give him a good smack and send him off to get the next one.
No!
Up ahead, two people are distraught over a man killed by
An oil bear.
Combining two animals is just blasphemy against nature. They must avenge him.
What?
With its bloodline threatened, you would think that this abomination would put up more of a fight. But the inferior beast is easily slayed.
Looks from you to his dead mother.
The illusion of morality does not blind me. This mini atrocity will grow up with vengeance in his blood. I introduce it to the bottom of my shoe. The path leads us to a local club, but we're stuck behind these people who left their wallets at home. The police arrive to crash this party, but the bouncer introduces them to Mr. Mossberg.
Provoke the blade and suffer its sting.
Instead of helping defend the front lines, I have scoped out the best place to watch over the battle. It's time to waste my turns trying to conquer this mountain. After failing so much, I just decide to sleep them. Certainly, they can't resist if they're asleep. Overall, the fight is pretty pathetic. Some nude dies and a goblin, Finally, I shove the goblin off of the mountain. As far as I'm concerned, I win! Inside the club, it's occupied by displaced tieflings. Homelessness is kind of a mood killer, so I approach the bouncer, Will Lordums, and tells me he needs to kill a devil named Karlak, who will be my wife. She just doesn't know it yet. Anyway, hearing that there's a hunt for my claimed woman, my protective instincts unleash.
You were witnessed assaulting someone. You're headed for the cells.
I do not want to kill Karlak's cousins, so I guess jail it is for now. Astarion meets with Shadowheart, and she still refuses to say anything about the fidget cube.
It's not important.
Did that cow just give me the side eye?
Try to telepathically get my wife pregnant? I will have my revenge. Astarion arrives to free me and exchanges my life for a random goblin. With my newfound freedom, I immediately snatch a rat from the floor. The rat squeaks about a disabled woman guarding the crate. Two grave mistakes. 1. The lesser rodent just spilled the beans and has no more life purpose. And 2. The lesser rodent is ableist, and I won't pass up any opportunity to get street cred in the disabled community. A flawless execution. I have no idea what I stole, but I know my life's purpose is one step closer to completion. Deeper in the grove, I'm subjected to the most horrific sight of my 10-minute life. These are animal morphing freaks. They disgrace their entire being by abusing this filthy magic, and even host a sanctuary for animals that should have been pruned by nature. I'm about to mount this bear's head above my fireplace. However, the bear explains he's just trying to tell his story to the world. I should let him live. How will word spread about my resolve if I just kill everyone? I move on to introduce this pig to the power of a royal gourmet charcoal barrel grill with offset smoker. To de-stress, I take a peaceful nature walk, but encounter another lesser rodent.
The squirrel lunges at your...
I also find a chest, and upon taking the goods, the owner wastes no time on a petty thief. Awesome. Honestly, I'm not even mad at the beast. I'm way more angry at this bear for not putting me out of my misery. Instead, I'm bleeding out, reliving my final moments of getting fucking owned. Astarion skewers the ambusher and helps me up. The tale of my embarrassment must not be told. Way more humiliating, but at least my shame will die with me. Fate has put me back in the grove, so it's prime time to observe the bear people's customs through the temporary head druid, Kebab.
Tila is restless.
I have learned nothing from this. I always knew they were despicable. Even their healthcare system is terrible.
This is a vial of wyvern poison. Swear to me, you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms. To hell's with it.
Get ready for the next battle.
Desgraciadamente para ti, hoy tengo un mal día.
Fight.
Perfect. Idiot, stupid idiot. I snitch on kumquat to the parents, who are overcome with joy. Now they can produce a child who's a good thief. The tiefling leader, Zevlor, implies that I should become the vaccination of Chagas disease. I really want to slay these sinners now, but I need these refugees gone. I don't care about the tieflings, but I'd rather be on good terms with people who can resist fire than people who can't. Maybe the real druid leader, Halsin, who's currently in Goblin Jail, can work his sacrilegious magic. On my way to find Halsin, I overhear some horrible racism against my people.
No, me, no, me, no. No, me, no, me, no.
Considering my situation, all gnomes must have been hamsters in a past life, now reincarnated and condemned to this new small body. But if size mattered, the elephant would be king of the jungle. Astarion, it's time for a long rest. In my slumber, Astarion tries to slurp the leader genes from my blood.
Shit.
Normally, mutiny would be unforgivable. However, I empathize with the desire for power, and I must provide for my wives so they are content with a communal second place.
You watch as he stalks towards the forest, stronger, more confident, ready to hunt.
This is impossible with just us, but my nose sniffs a delectable scent. I see these three big unoiled men. They want to eat us, but I convinced them Astarion and I are only 188,733 calories. It would be way more fulfilling to enjoy 1,022,864 calories of goblin and warg.
Take my bone horn. One blow, and the ground will quake with my family name.
I free the gnome, but he's so shy that he runs away. I'm sure he'll tell the homeland of Shmerglez' valor, though he forgot to ask for my name. We finally arrived to save Halcyon from the boisterous Goblin Camp. My what? It's auto-connected to
Hail, traveler! It appears faith had unsteadied thy steps. Behold this mystical staff, imbued with ancient hope. Yours for but only 19 gold and 99 silver. But tarry a moment, noble soul. I shall conjure a second set of these enchanted wares, but the same time, just a small extra for sorcery and handling.
Oh my fucking god. Finally, Shadowheart has saved me. I asked to touch her fidget toy and she refuses to let me even have a mere pop. Please, Shadowheart, I haven't stimmed today. Please, 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 please. Whatever. I will make one of my wives into a fidget toy. You can sit there with your funny little tapeworm, Shadowheart, and you will turn into a weird alien, and then you have no more pop and ball. I stepped foot into the camp and I realized that these goblins are orbs. Orbs containing tiny little memories of combat. Orbs of experience. With so many orbs, it's only right to share the wealth with more wives. My nose glued to the forest floor, I get a whiff of a leaky Koshevnikov gland. My poor mantis wife is in danger. Not to worry, I free her and let her slap the dirty entrappers. Lae'zel agrees to join us as long as we go to her clan. She may be theirs for now, but I'm sure I can break her will. Inside a shack, we come across paladins who do not hesitate to dox my wife who doesn't know she's my wife's IP address. The paladins have softened Karlak up, a prime time for picking. My Christmas-themed party is completed, but first, we need a career change. My new human form is unstable. Whenever I cast a spell, an additional spell will be cast from a list of 100 possibilities. I can fireball myself, summon 6 crabs, or, become cheese. Lae'zel, after years of combat, she was trapped by 2 measly tieflings. It's time to lay down the sword and pick up the staff. In the night, Will reveals himself to us and threatens my new wife. A true predator knows when to bare its fangs and when to lead its people.
Just because I want to live doesn't mean I want him dead.
Yes, dear. I decide to exile Will, leaving Karlak confused.
Why'd you send him away?
Karlak, I must tell you the truth. I am a monster.
Why do I find that hard to believe?
In the morning, I bring Karlak to the paladins to show them how awesome and cool she is.
Ready to die?
We resolved one deadly conflict through conversation, so surely we can resolve another. She shows off how level-headed she is by providing a nice campfire to toast some marshmallows. Luckily, the leader slips on ice and we beat him down. Relieved of her tank duties, Karlak kidnaps the ranger and tosses her around. Only one word can describe her frenzy. Hot. She tells me she has a demon core in her chest and needs a piece of scrap iron to keep the gap open. I think I might be an Oppenheimer file. I wander up the path and... Oh, sorry. My enemy's stealth, we ally today. Caught by surprise, the gnolls fumble around and the 2 men in the cave just leave me to die. It's a difficult fight. I get downed and Lae'zel's flank is threatened. Karlak and Astarion take the front lines to whittle down the gnolls. Just barely, we kill the leader and I can stabilize. We slay the rest of the hyenas, and the slimy coward thanks me. The only gratitude I want is their cargo. My big wife pushes in the soft spot of their skulls. Now they think we're pretend fighting at our annual cave slumber party! Unfortunately, these guys decide... And you know what happens when you fall asleep first at a sleepover. In time, I think we can introduce this bottle to the druids. Maybe the goblins put Halcyon in this bar? A repulsive sight. A bugbear trying to spread his worst genes. His woman offers to sex me. Very tempting, but I refuse. Her womb is infected with inferior splooge. I blast them with frost and then blast myself with grease. And Astarion kills her buggy bear schnookemkins. I blast her with frost again and petrify myself. The ogre woman thrashes around in anguish and deletes my pale wife, but my red wife easily slays her.
Looked like they were having fun.
Oh, I've seen worse. Gnomes can be...
What? Astarion, how could you... Astarion, this will hurt me more than it hurts you. He falls in love with my cohesive power and wants to have sex with me. I had a feeling domestic abuse would make him fall in love with me. After seeing how formidable I am, Lae'zel calls me dominant and loves my musk. This is more than I could ever ask for. I asked my wife to be my girlfriend immediately.
I won't be your girlfriend.
I also stuffed this ogre woman's body into Karlach's pocket, just in case. We head back into the Goblin Camp and the local storyteller welcomes us with a recount of the bear story. Pretty good, if you can understand bear. However, the goblins do not care. They plant Viagra on him and jail him with a felony charge of weenie with a limp weenie. Fascinated by goblin culture, I partake in their 3 sub-areas of enrichment. I'm sure Halcyon won't mind. It's not like he's going anywhere. The first area is an educational program. Personally, I think I'm pretty good at this, so I teach them how it's done.
They covered the gate with ivy.
Oh! The information is about the grove. The second enrichment area is torture of myself. I thought it would be important to experience a fraction of the pain Karlach dishes out, so I could laugh at my enemies for being weaker than me. Everyone is so encouraging.
Encore.
And I got a sticker for my time. The final area is freeing the local storyteller, and I just ask for the key. Why didn't Voldo ask for the key? Is he stupid? I decide to keep him as my little catamite. Feeling ingrained with the locals, I speak to the leader of the Goblin Camp, who is not a goblin. Minthara's dominance strikes my heart, and she enchants my ears.
We will cleanse the place of infidels.
We'll demonstrate our power.
We shall burn it to the ground.
Destroy the trappings of this false god.
You will join my hunt.
Oh, Minthara, you can have anything you want. Oh, what? Karlach?
What did you just do?
Karlach, come on. We're just gonna kill your cousins. Wait, we're gonna kill your cousins? No. We're gonna save your people, I promise. How did I even agree to that? Goblin culture! Minthara, was she corrupted by it too? Fuck, man, I think I just need to sleep on this, honestly. In the morning, I'll talk to her and we'll see what happens, I guess. Ugh, my head. Minthara? Why is she knocked out? Oh my god. We did it! Minthara and I purged the goblins and their culture. Minthara must have realized how horrible goblins were and brought me here in my slumber to show me her repentance when I woke up. Aw, look how tired she is. But the most important thing is that we got new fashionable underclothes and armor. Being a hero takes a lot out of a hamster, and we need a lot of rest for our final conquest. Just kidding, Astarion is aroused by my diplomacy skills. In the morning, I'm drained from the first conquest of a womb, and the results are immediate. So immediate that Astarion will give birth the next nightfall. And we finally stop by to save Halcyon.
Someone escaped. Whoever did it left quite some claw marks. Maybe the missing druid?
He must have returned to the grove.
Oh my god, I didn't get to save him. The tieflings are finally saved, all packed up and ready to go. In celebration, Zevlor decides to non-consensually host a party at my camp. Before I get crunk, I have some unfinished business. Almost like a gift, the tieflings have left behind the dirty bovine that eyed Astarion. It's time for retribution. I hope my baby's okay in there. In the druid area, Halcyon gives Kaleidoscope the ultimate punishment of living in the forest. Great job, Halcyon. I treat myself by sending my weakest wives into the grove to kill the remaining animals. My strongest wife scoops them up, and we recover with a well-deserved night of debauchery. First, I confess to Karlach.
All I need now is a fire-retardant lover.
I don't think you can call me that anymore. Astarion also wants me, but since I've already conquered his womb, he is worthless. Maybe with a little bit of buttering up, he can have me again.
How about if I said these little words? Everyone's favorite.
A YouTuber?
I love you.
Oh, I break up with Astarion. I think he's mad at me, although he still called me
dear.
I think we're all good. Balalaika's frail body cannot handle the tiefling's homemade lane, and she falls asleep without any incident happening that I could have stopped. Peaceful nights like this are rare. Who knows when this will happen again? To end the night perfectly, I need the company of a wife. My hardest wife to tame. Karlach, I will bed you tonight.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't tease you.
Lae'zel, I will bed you tonight. A wonderful choice. I dominate her and paddle her green canoe. In the morning, Halcyon tries to tell me how I should progress, but my brain is busy forming connections. Halcyon is staying here. No druid leader. Key lime pie is dead. No substitute. Grove? Defenseless. Sealed in the grove, we will test the Morpher's loyalty to the false god Sylvanas. However, they won't be fighting me, but whatever entity comes out of this bottle, I think these guys will be alright. The spectator flies out of the arena, causing disaster for the druids. Now they must break out and navigate the arena's outskirts. As the spectator blasts, paralyzes, and chomps the gross defenders, the degenerates start morphing, but their efforts are not in vain. The spectator is cornered and heavily wounded. With 5 capable warriors, surely the druids can crush the spectator. Oh, the spectator finishes off another defender and abuses its flight to escape, layering down with the druids. It's hanging on to life by just a thread. It's anyone's grove at this point. A graceful descent and a vicious chomp. The final druid paralyzed. Mino, the grove's last hope, can only be tormented by the horrific gaze. The druid's filth purged. My goal is complete, but the battle is not over. Burning irises pierce my soul. A horrible angst washes over me. A single shot would kill me. I am feeble. No! I was chosen to become human. I was chosen to save my fellow hamsters. I've already been through hell. Not only will I survive, but I will win. I guess this grove became a grave. Thank you guys so much for spending like 30 minutes with me. If you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon so I can continue to make more content like this. If you can't, don't worry, but consider sharing it, liking it, or commenting. And of course, subscribe. For my first type of video like this, I drew a lot of inspiration from Maxor, Reggie, and Mr. Tay-Tay, and maybe Slimesicle, probably Slimesicle. Pretty much grabbing their videos as rails and climbing my way up to make the video. I had a really great time making this, and I feel pretty creatively fulfilled. I'm really excited for the future, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.